got to go that far where I'm dragging you and you got to go to the extent where you want to get in my IRL, then you know what? You got it. Who I need to apologize is I need to apologize to you. And I need to apologize to the pit crew. And I need to apologize to a lot of people. I want to say one thing off the Richter scale. When I came in here, I came into the LCU from Grow World, no friends type drill. And I came in here and I made friends, and I made friends with a couple of hosts. And I know a couple of hosts been hitting me up in DMs and stuff like that, and I haven't got back to you. And the reason for that is because I'm just changing my whole outlook and my whole thing and how I operate now. I'm not fucking with nobody, period. And I want to say this off the rip. I'm not fucking with no doxxers in no type of capacity, in no way, point blank, point period. Okay? When I was in Grow World, I left the door open for doxxers because my friends, and shout outs to Belinda, I know I've known you for a long period of time and it's hard for me to just shut you out like this, but my friends that were doxxers were doxxed first, and then they doxed the person that doxed them, right? And so I said, you know what, that's acceptable. But now I'm on this type of time. I don't accept no kind of doxing in no way. I don't give a fuck if somebody slapped your mama dead in the face and you decide you want to do something, get revenge back, and you want to dox them on the internet. I don't give a fuck. I'm not leaving no door open. I don't fuck with doxers. If you're a doxer, don't get in my DMs. Don't talk to me. Don't have a conversation with me. Point blank, period. I'm not on that type of time. I've never been on that fucking type of time. I try to show the world how you can drag somebody without having to get in their personal life. I only keep that shit surface level. I've never on my mama's life, on my family's life, ever Googled anybody. I don't care who your name is or whatever. Whatever you do on the internet or whatever you do on YouTube, that's what I drag you on. And if you ain't on your mama's type of time and on some surface level shit, I'm not fucking with you. Point blank, period. I'm not making no excuses for nobody. I'm not fucking with nobody that does none of that. If you get into somebody, if you want to get in somebody's real life, don't talk to me, bro. I'm not on that type of time. I don't care if that person did whatever they did to you, whatever. I'm not on that type of time. So I just want to say that off the rip. And everybody, my day ones know, when I'm on that type of time, when I'm on saying I'm going to do something and I'm for something, I'm 100% for it. Because when I was in Girl World, I came in a Girl World and I said a lot of bitches, and I called a lot of people bitches, women and men, and I got hit up by a couple of people in Girl World, and they told me they don't appreciate me saying the bitch word. And I came on stream and I said, I'll never say that word again to nobody. And I kept my promise, even though people thought, yo, mama, you ain't gonna keep that promise of saying, calling people bitches. I kept it. I ain't said the word in a year and a half about saying it to nobody. Sometimes I let it slip in this universe, but in Girl World, I didn't say it to nobody. So I always keep my word. So when I tell y'all that I'm not affiliated or I'm not conversating or I'm not talking to any doxers, on everything I love, that's the time I'm on. And a lot of you fucking hosts out there, if you got something to say to your mama, you can say that shit publicly. I'm not talking to none of y'all behind the scenes. Because if I talk to y'all behind the scenes, I'm obviously associated with y'all in some weird ass fucking way. And thank God I'm no longer a manager in this fucking LCU, so I don't have to fucking conversate with none of you clowns. So if you got something to say to your mama, you can say that shit publicly in front of all the pit audience, in front of everybody, and we can dish this out. We can dish this out live. That's how I get down. That's how I always got down. So I'm glad I'm no longer a fucking manager in this fucking LCU. I am just a fucking streamer. And if you got something to say to me, don't tell me behind the scenes. Say that shit to my motherfucking face. Point blank, period. I'm on that type of time. But anyway, so that's what I'm on. So whatever you want to say, whatever. But I'm disassociating myself with anybody that does anything that comes to doxing, looking up people, whatever. I'm on that type of time. So fuck off. And listen, if it seems like I'm not a friendly person or whatever, and you're like, oh, yo, mom, I thought we not that, bro. I'm not parasocial. I don't give a fuck. We not that. I'm not cool. I'm not friends with none of you hosts. You guys, every fucking person that I talk to always puts me in a fucking bad position. Every time. That's why I don't do the whole friendship shit, because it always puts me in a bad position. And then it puts me in a position where I'm like, you know, so I just like that. So anyway, yeah, I'm not talking to nobody about this, period. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm talking about Savage too. Like, I'm not on that type of time. I'm not on the doxing thing. I'm not with that shit. Just not with it. I saw the video of her on panel talking about going after Xylee, da. And I was like, damn, that's just and then and listen, when I came on earlier in the day this week, when I was doing my video, I didn't get to finish because I was interrupted by Keemstar, of course, because he just got to jump in on any. I was about to talk about the whole Tina D and Savage thing, and I wasn't fucking with that shit.
Worst Jago gifted 20 memberships.
So, thank you very much. God damn. Django, thank you. So, I'm on that type of time now, man. So, I don't got no hatred for nobody that does that shit. Or if you want to do that on your own or whatever, that's cool. That's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want. But I don't want to be associated with anything like that, because the way I handled it, the way I handled somebody going after me and my fam, I just said this. I just said, you know what? You won. I'm not going to mention you. I'm not going to give you no kind of light. I'm not going to give you no kind of clout that you wanted. I'm just going to peace out and just do my own thing, because if I hurt anybody, or if I hurt, and I know this, if I hurt any host that got a fan out there, that got a super crazy fan, and that super crazy fan wants to do whatever for that host, I know what it's like. You know what I mean? And I decided I wanted to step away. That's how I deal with the problem. If if a host does something to me, IRL or whatever, the way I handle it is, I just don't talk about you no more. And that's the way I'm going to go about it in here. Because that's how I handled it in Grow World. People thought I was a bitch because I wouldn't talk about certain people that I used to talk about because they got into my real life. They used to be like, oh, Yomama, you're a bitch now. Nope. I'm just not going to give you that attention. If you got to go that far, well, I'm dragging you, and you got to go to the extent where you want to get in my IRL, then you know what? You got it. You got it. It seems like you're a hurt individual. You got it. That's the type of time I'm on. I've been like that outside the LCU. I'm going to be like that inside the LCU.
Tipple from a hippie Twiggy who was pretty but shitty towards little Stevie, and 50 years later we all paying the price. But Wings had things that only kings could dream of this history. He leaked to the show and we all paid for it twice. And if page 5 stays high up in Wings' mind like the bird shit in our eyes, then prize we still pay the price.